Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in for my first video of 2023. My name is Wayne Nichols and my motto is small goals, big victories. For those of you that don't know me, I retired in 2020 from law enforcement and I was able to do so with a very healthy pension. But along the way, I became so fixated on that pension and retiring that I didn't think to build multiple streams of income. So today I've gone back to work full time and I am laser focused on building that generational wealth for my kids. And I aim to do that by investing in dividend based stocks, long term growth stocks, and also generating cash flow by selling covered calls as well as cash secured puts. So let's give you a portfolio update. I want to show some moves that I've made in the first trading week of 2023. And for those of you that may recall from a late 2022 update, you saw that my M1 portfolio had about just shy of 7,000. Well, here we are, first week of January 2023. What gives? How did it go from 7,000 to over 115,000? Well, if you guys remember, I was able to initiate a transfer of a large amount of stocks from my Robinhood brokerage and I push it over to my M1. One of the big goals that I have for 2023 is I want to reach 15,000 in annual dividend income in my taxable accounts. I've got two primary accounts, my Robinhood and my M1. And I just know I'm going to be able to reach that 15,000 if I incorporate M1 primarily. Up until now, I was using Robinhood, and the problem with Robinhood is every time I receive a dividend, it's not being reinvested over the entire portfolio. So M1 is going to be the key to my success with reaching that coveted 15,000 in annual dividend income. So I am going to put out a video of all of the stocks that I pushed over from Robinhood to M1. But I want to kind of give you guys a quick update of some of the purchases I made in 2023 on my M1 account. And, the big struggle that I've had this week is choosing my slices as well as the dedicated percentages. And I would have to imagine, even for the most experienced of investors, this is a great feature of M1. Throw it out there in the comments. How many times have you gone back and modified or edited your slices and the percentages? This is about my third time since opening the account in August of 2022, and I might do it a few more times. It's so hard to choose not only the percentages, but the stocks that go in the slices. So let's go ahead and show you guys where I'm at. You can see here, I've got four major categories: long-term hold, quarterly dividends, my ETF, and monthly dividends. And you can see here that my target allocation percentage for long-term hold is the largest at 80%. This is a recent change. I fully think that it may not be a full-on recession, but it'll be pretty close to it. And so what I'm hoping that in 2023 is I can take advantage of purchasing long-term growth stocks that I want to own forever. So if you look at my stocks within that long-term growth container, you're probably going to see very familiar stocks that other long-term investors have. I've got Apple, Broadcom, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Lowe's, McDonald's, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, O Realty, Southern Company, Union Pacific, Visa, AbbVie, Exxon, Starbucks, Texas Roadhouse, Walmart, Costco, Microsoft, and Target. Now, I'd be willing to bet that a lot of you either have these in your long-term hold portfolio, maybe with the exception of Texas Roadhouse. I am very bullish on Texas Roadhouse. I think it's going to do fantastic, even if we do face a recession in 2023. So that is definitely a recent addition to this portfolio. And you can see here, I've got several stocks in here, and I've given them each an allocation of about 6%. Now, the difference being, one of these stocks, or actually a few of these stocks, have lower percentages. So Costco, Microsoft, and Target. So why did I only give these stocks a 1% allocation? Well, it's because I own these stocks in Robinhood. And one of the goals I have for 2023 is selling covered calls. And I also want to build up my current Costco portfolio in Robinhood to 100 shares so I can also sell covered calls on that position. So it doesn't make sense for me to, be investing in Costco in both Robinhood and M1. So what I've done is I've changed my Costco allocation in my M1 to 1%. And what that basically means is rather than selling off, this $150, I'll go ahead and keep the Costco, Microsoft, and Target, but I've set it at a very low percentage where these other stocks are going to be funded way before these will. And that's my hope. And again, I've got these stocks in multiple portfolios, so it's kind of difficult because you don't want to, or for me, I didn't want to necessarily duplicate my investments. But because I'm actively selling covered calls, I've got built up positions. I've got 100 shares of Target in my Robinhood. I've got 200 shares of Microsoft in my Robinhood, and I'm working to get to Costco. So I'm going to give you guys an update because that was also one of my 2023 goals as well. All right, let's go and take a look at the activity for the first week. I'm going to go ahead and sort this by trading only. And I currently contribute $150 per week to M1. And I do that across 3 days. So I invest $50 on Monday, $50 on Wednesday, $50 on Friday. And I'm taking that approach because I do anticipate a lot of dividends coming into this portfolio. So I want those dividends to be immediately deployed throughout the week versus before I had one contribution on Monday. And if any dividends rolled in throughout the week, essentially, they wouldn't be able to be deployed or reinvested until the following Monday. So we'll see if that works for me. It's a very subtle nuance to investing. I don't think it's going to be a big game changer for me, but I do anticipate a lot of incoming dividends. We're going to talk about those dividends as well. But you can see here, guys, my first trade of 2023. Let's go ahead and open up some tabs here. And you can see here the very first trading day of 2023 was January 3rd. And you guys can see that $50 plus what was $11.95 in dividends made its way to buy these 5 stocks. So ExxonMobil, Johnson & Johnson, the Southern Company, Visa, and Union Pacific. Now these are all newer additions to my long-term growth portfolio. And because I have that allocation at such a high percentage, any incoming weekly deposits and dividends are likely to be focusing in on these long-term growth stocks. And I'm okay with that because I really want to build quality, not just quantity in 2023. So that was the first trading day of 2023. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Wednesday purchase. And in this case, 6 buys were made. You can see here $50, and I obviously had 1 penny of a dividend. And the same as before, but now you guys see the addition of Lowe's. So Lowe's was something that I added the first week of January. It makes sense. I've always been looking at either Home Depot or Lowe's. They have relatively similar numbers, so I made the decision to go with Lowe's. And I'm glad I did because this definitely needs to be a long-term hold in my portfolio. So that was the second trading day of 2023. Let's go ahead and finish out by talking about today. Today's January 6th, Friday. And once again, the $50 that was deployed went out to all the same stocks. So Lowe's, Southern Company, Union Pacific, Visa, Johnson & Johnson, and ExxonMobil. So guys, this is just a slow and steady grind. And I'm okay with that because I want to build quality in 2023. But I want to go back to the portfolio here. And you guys can see here, we'll go back to the main portfolio page. And one of the things I want to show you is the next video I'm going to put out on M1 is going to talk about the stocks that I transferred over from Robinhood. And, admittedly, guys, in 2022, I was chasing high yield. I was putting in a fair amount of cash into monthly paying dividends. And I'm okay with that. I own up to it. I think it's going to be a good decision for me, especially in 2023. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the last slice I want to talk about for this video. And that is my monthly dividends. And you guys can see here, I have a fairly large amount of cash in this monthly dividend slice. Now, currently, it's only allocated 5%, right? So right now I'm at 32%, right? I'm significantly overweight on this slice. And that's okay because all these incoming dividends, I don't want them to be reinvested, right? In any other slice other than the long-term hold until I reach that 80% threshold. So let's give you guys a quick peek as to why I'm excited and why I think I can reach that 15,000 in annual dividend income this year. And we'll go ahead and sort on the value here, guys. And I've got a lot of high yield monthly payers in my M1, and I absolutely think this is going to be the key to building the quality stocks that you guys saw in the long-term hold slice. So I've got Stag, Horizon, JEPI, JEPQ, I've got Main, Glad, SPHD, ADC, and Gain. Guys, I can tell you right now, just on the approximate value, it's going to be close to $300 to $350 a month that I am generating from just this monthly dividend slice. I hope to obviously deploy not only my weekly contributions of $150 a week, but also any dividends that I generate, especially from this monthly dividend slice in M1. So guys, I really do think I'm going to be able to kind of get the best of both worlds, right? Building out that 15,000 a year in annual dividend income, but also grabbing quality stocks in 2023. Hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If this is your first time, I'm going to be documenting my journey to building a generational wealth. And that's not only with long-term growth and dividend stocks, but I'm also going to be sharing all of the covered calls that I make in 2023. And I'm excited because I'm very optimistic about the amount of cash flow that's going to generate. And of course, that's going to help me buy, again, quality stocks in 2023 with also chasing my goal of reaching 15K in annual dividend income. Hey, once again, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you found value or if you guys are liking the journey that I am documenting, be sure to go ahead and like this video. And I've also got some other videos that I'd love for you to tune in, throw me a comment, give me some feedback. And of course, in this video, let me know the first purchases that you made in 2023. I'd love to hear from you and interact as well. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.